living, baby.
How did you like that intro? Did you
Love it.
Did you like it? Yeah, it was good.
So we already on?
Yeah, we're on right now.
Yeah, it was one of the better ones.
One of your better intros.
It sounded like the musicians were here in the room.
A little light. Jay, Christian's mic sounds loud. I don't know. Get up on that thing. Is it?
I think it's pretty loud.
Is it all right?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Hello?
Okay. How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody good?
Sleepy.
It's sleep.
Sure.
We get sleepy and snoozy and happy.
Really tired.
Yeah,
Wait,
tired.
are we on?
Yeah, we're on.
Recording?
Yes.
No. I sound very echoey.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Where's the pad thing that goes on this? No?
No.
It's this one.
What,
Okay.
I know we got a slow start. What's his headset say on there? What number is he? Because he always wears his backwards.
2.
All right. If I turn that down, is that better for you?
Yeah.
Jay, how you doing over there? So, welcome into the Resby Podcast, Celebrity Secrets to a Successful Life. I'm your host, Chef Charles Carroll. What a great day. What a great, well, I don't know what kind of day or what kind of show we're going to have. It's we're a little rusty, I would say. Are we
Yeah.
real rusty?
Yeah.
Is it the gang's back together partially? And got a sluggish start here today. And, yeah, I don't know. Jay's having problems with his computers, but our listeners are tired of hearing about that. And I don't know what else. We had to switch. Jay's trying to flag you down now, right in the middle of our conversation.
What?
Move over.
He's practice your swimming lessons.
Yeah, here.
There you go.
Real.
What's up?
So anyway, we're back at it, and it's been a couple weeks. It's been a minute, right? Been in how long? 3 weeks?
Oh yeah.
3
Probably
weeks?
longer.
Almost a month. Well, maybe a month.
No, 3 weeks.
And because Bob and I went to Orlando.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
That was good.
Yeah. Did you go to Disney World?
No, I wanted to. We went to Disney Springs.
Disney
Ooh,
Springs?
I like Springs. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Do you
Like
not know this
shopping
place?
and
It's
stuff.
pretty cool.
What
It's
do you
like
mean?
an outdoor-
Disney Springs?
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
there's like 500 stores and markets and restaurants and outdoor music and
Yeah, it's really cool.
totally
Yeah.
Disney, and it's pretty cool. Look, there's like 4 or 5 outside. Christian.
Hot air balloon.
You hate like the
I don't like happiness.
yeah. Whatever. I mean, basically, what everybody else loves, you hate. Is that right? You hate Christmas?
It's true.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I like Dave Chappelle. A lot of people like Dave Chappelle.
Right. You know what? I've
Dave
never
Chappelle's pretty good.
I've never listened to his stuff though.
Oh, come on.
Is that strange?
That's very strange.
When and where do you watch it or listen to it?
Well, he had a show on
Dave
for a while.
Chappelle show.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
I know
show.
he's king for sure. I know that.
He's great. It's a great show. He's way ahead of his time.
Hmm.
This last stand-up was... It's kind of offensive. I mean, if you're sensitive. Did you guys watch it?
No.
I didn't
Oh my
watch
God.
that.
Jesse?
Did you? Yeah. It was great, dude.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, he's just unafraid. When you get to that kind of level where I feel he's kind of untouchable.
Yeah.
If any other comedian tried to say that stuff, there'd be all kinds of... We haven't heard a damn thing about anything he said on there, and there's some controversial stuff on there. However, in the vein of comedy,
Yeah.
and it's kind of what Eric would say, you can't have sensitivity to that. That's the joke. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll after the show, I'll share with you a couple of shows that I've listened to. I showed them to you before. Anyway, I mean, it's funny as hell, but yeah, there is a lot of, I don't know.
It's the same reason Howard Stern's gotten away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
But I know there's always somebody challenging all that, and but in the vein of, and we talked about that guy in Canada who was talking about the Make-A-Wish kid.
He got arrested.
Yeah, he's getting fined like, I don't know, it was a lot of money. So he said, the lawyer said, look, we can fight this, and we could probably knock the fine down to maybe $40,000 instead of $80,000, but it's going to cost you $300,000 to fight it, and you're not going to win it. So why do it? He said, bro, if I do this, then I'm letting all the rest of the comedians down. That's
Yeah.
what he said. So I can't do it. I got to stand up for it.
$42,000.
Was that what it was?
42. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he would have had to pay?
Yeah. Order to pay $42,000.
Yeah, I think it was originally it was like 100,000 or 80,000, and then, but it cost him hundreds of thousands to fight it to knock it down to 40.
So this guy says something and he gets fined 42 grand, and then you have football players that like smack their coach and get fined like 25.
Yeah. So anyway, before we get too much further into it, I didn't really introduce everybody here. We got the Bobbit in house. How you doing, Bobbit?
What's up?
And Venus Fly Trap. You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Monica.
Yeah.
And of course we got Jay over there figuring stuff out, right, Jay?
As we go.
Yeah, as we go. As we go. I'm really frustrated, really with the. I don't know what to do anymore.
Are we doing the camera thing too?
Yeah, they're on. See over there.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I'm really kind of frustrated. I think we should simplify, like unplug everything,
Yeah.
and just get rid of all everything, and just go back to our one little mixer that we used to have.
I was stressing out.
Everything you were stressing out.
No, I mean I was stressing out. I was stressing out over my iPhone yesterday.
Oh.
Because it kept cycling off.
Well, let's. It's been a bad computer month, I think. But also, Jay, help me out with some sponsors here. I want to quickly get into Dunkin' Coffee. Mills Dunkin', super cool guy. He will mix and blend and grind any kind of coffee or tea, full service tea service and coffee service for your hotels or clubs or wherever you are, restaurants. Their tea is one of the best in the world, by the way. It is some really fantastic tea. And we use it at the club, and great guys. So Aceway Incorporated, they will clean anything that you need clean, whether it's a hotel or an office or a kitchen, and they do it with amazing ability. Texas Beef Council, we love them because they love chefs, and if you don't like beef, there's something wrong with you. Escoffier School of Culinary Arts and Super Cool Escoffier School, Super Cool School. Should that be the tagline? Super Cool School. But anyway, we're proud to say they're back on with as our sponsors again for another year. American Culinary Federation. Bob and I were just there, right, Bob?
Yeah.
And so she was very high maintenance while we were there, Christian.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, gee, she was busy, going out late nights and
No way.
partying with her friends and
While
everything.
you're on vacation.
Who'd you see out there?
Who said it was vacation? We were there working.
When I put in the PTO days.
Did you get to
Who'd
use
you
your
who'd
fake
you
ID?
see on there?
I brought my cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
That's smart.
You know what? Jay, I think we should talk about this a little bit.
With the fake ID?
Yeah, Christian, did you know about
Oh.
this?
No.
Yeah.
Bob asked Jay to produce a fake ID for her.
Get the hell out of town.
Yeah, it's true.
I thought you were 21.
No.
Still
Next
not.
year.
Still not.
I just turned
Her
28.
birthday was just last week.
Oh.
She's not 21 till like another 5 years.
Oh, I didn't know that. So why would she ask Jay?
Because
Because
Jay does all that
He's
underground
the shadiest
shit.
guy I know.
No.
I have a guy.
Are you for real, dude? You do that stuff?
You know that, right?
No, I had no
I can
idea.
do
Oh
anything.
yeah. He can hotwire anything. He can fix anything.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah. He's a back end kind of guy. He can do that. But
Don't say that.
so we were here one Monday or whatever we were doing, and also Jay was getting a text message, and I was over here. I think Jay was sitting there, and I was over here, and his phone pings, and then he looks at it, and he goes up. He said, when do you need this by? And what he said, I can work on the fake ID maybe like by next week. And he looks, kind of like this. And looks behind me like if I heard him. He looked as shady as could be. He was like, did you hear that? He was like this. I said, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, you doing that shit in the that's why nothing works in this, because he's doing all kinds of shady stuff during the week when we're not here.
All this equipment's probably built in somebody's
Right.
garage or something. He brings them in.
Yeah, refurb. But it was too short a time, huh, Bobbit?
Yeah, and plus, my friend. Okay, so her friend found an ID on the street, a valid ID.
Like that works?
Yeah, it's a real ID. She used it until she was 21. Gave it to my friend. She used it until she was 21, like a few months ago, and then before I left, she gave it to me. So now I have it to
So
use.
she
until
looks
But there's
I'm
all
a
of
21.
y'all?
picture on it,
Yeah.
isn't there? How does that work?
If we go somewhere where it's like dimly lit,
A club?
Like most of the
Yeah.
places you go.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll be that big of a deal.
Right.
Yeah,
the person
I
on
mean,
here is
she's
black,
almost
but
30.
yeah, it looks like yeah, well,
Could be you.
Dark in
yeah,
here.
could be you. Yeah, that was at the end of the vacation, not the beginning of it. So anyway, that was it. But we had a successful trip there. All those podcasts are out, by the way, if you haven't listened to them. And so this is the Unplugged, right? So. Yeah, all of you guys, we have another podcast, and if you're not aware of that, and it is the Recipe Celebrity Secret, so go there. There's 2 different podcasts, so please go to the recipe Celebrity Secrets, and download that as well, and you can get all those other amazing shows. Guess who's going to be on the show? We have to work it out, but next week. No guess.
Tony Busby.
How did you?
Because I know.
Right off the top.
I'm on top of it.
Yeah, Max Martini. Does that ring a bell to you? See if you can pull that up without screwing up all the other ones.
What is he, like a porn star?
No, you'll recognize him when you see him. He's been in. He's been in. There he is, right there. See him?
Oh.
Like a dozen movies or more. He was in Captain Phillips. He was in.
Pacific Rim.
He's been in all the Shades of Grey. Do you see his picture? Go back down there. See him?
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Well, we can have him on the show. We've had him on the show. I don't know, a couple weeks ago. No, it wasn't. Last year.
Same guy?
Yeah, we
It
had him
was
on.
before my time, so it was over a year ago.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I think he's in the. He might have been in the first 50 shows, and
Yeah.
he's been all the Shades of Grey movies.
Okay.
He's done. There's those movies there. So anyway, he's coming back on. He's promoting a new movie. So those of you who remember that show with Max Martini, make sure you listen. We're going to try to get that show out by next Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, super cool guy and a pretty big deal, so that's cool. Get him back on. So what's going on with your phone, man? What's
Doesn't sound like a real name.
I know, right? I mean, with a name like that, you got to be a movie star, right?
Well, it's got probably his movie name. His
don't-
name is probably
No.
his name is probably Max Goldberg.
You know, how bad does your world suck if your last name ends in Stein or Steen, huh? Right now?
Why?
Not real popular.
How come?
I mean, Jeffrey Epstein and Henry Weinstein and.
Oh damn, chef! Would you stop?
I mean, seriously, that's kind of like, don't drink the water.
Hey, it's Hollywood people. I mean, flashy people, a lot of money. Shit happens. I mean, I'm not saying anything that they're not culpable. I mean, that guy was disgusting. The guy who killed himself. But I think that
Did he kill himself?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we had Eric here, I'm sure he's got some kind of conspiracy. No, but that one I would believe. Like, there were too many people. He knew too much about too many people who were important, is what I think. And anybody who was supposed to be protecting him from himself or from whatever was paid to, like, not do that so that this guy can kill himself because he really was under pressure to have to kill himself or else they were going to do something to somebody who he gave a damn about. That's what I think. I think that he was forced into killing himself. That's the easiest way to get that guy killed without anybody getting caught. So somehow they got word to him through his lawyers, who the hell knows how. Check it out. Not only are you not going to talk, but you're about to kill yourself.
So, my question is, he was arrested a year ago, right, for the same shit.
Yeah.
So how is it we're just hearing about this now? How is all this going on? All this really bad stuff going on with children, young girls, and nobody knows about it, or nobody cares about it, or the people know about it, like Clinton and princes and all kinds of stuff, but it's okay. It's not being talked about. How do you, I don't know. How's that happen? A whole island?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't live in that world. But no, I mean, none of
Jay?
us do.
Oh, not,
No
Jeff,
idea.
you have any
That's
contacts
not-
in that
yeah,
world?
That's not the world I live.
you got
Yeah.
you got nothing.
That's an underground world, man. It's just like the dark web. That's a whole other world too.
Yeah.
People, you know what I mean? People scheming and whatever.
I
is
just
a whole,
heard about that for the first time, like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago on a podcast. I heard about the dark web.
Yeah,
You
dude.
didn't know about it?
No,
Oh my god.
It's
Yeah.
good. I mean, it's dark. And then the other thing, it's like the comparable thing for like people with like a lot of wealth or tied into the right circles. There's some people that feel like, oh, those circles. There's always been a certain level of, taking people on as sexual servants or whatever the case might be, or pedophilia, all these kind of things. Like that secret sect of people. I'm not saying everybody's famous. I'm not saying anything close to that, but people that run in these high level circles are into ridiculous things. Because think about it, if you have that kind of money,
Yeah.
at some point,
you get
paying
bored.
for Russian hookers will get boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds jacked up, but
human trafficking thing is real. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's pretty sad actually. And,
Yeah.
And we have a lot of functions where we work where they're, it's huge. It's huge. It's scary, really, how crazy it is and how much it's even going on around us.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
mean,
happening a lot more now too.
Houston's one of the hubs.
Yeah.
One of the biggest
At the
hubs.
mall by my house, like a lot of stuff happened recently, where like the cops were called and stuff because of people trying to get girls and everything.
But that's the crazy thing is like maybe this has been going on like forever, but
Right.
because technology now is caught up, it's like nearly impossible
yeah.
to hide from anything. Somebody,
Which is a
even
good
if somebody
thing.
doesn't talk, somebody can put two and two together now because everything's being tracked, everything's being recorded. It's
yeah,
like-
yeah. Everything's being recorded.
so
And
there's
Me
going to be
Too.
something.
Yeah.
You'll find something on everybody.
Wow. So, I know this is kind of not really probably a good lead-in, but with the all the gun scares that are going on right now too, right? I mean everybody is at the Walmart stuff that's going on. Like they're and I think it's pretty cool that they're standing up. I know that you're gonna find everything. I don't know if we talked about this before on our show. Do you which way do you go, or do you guys go with gun control? Do you think everybody should be able to own a gun if not, or not? And then at Walmart, they're saying that they don't want anybody coming in with a gun, and they're starting to get rid of some of the product, some of the ammunition, and eventually the guns. And somebody else came on board. There's 3 or 4 other people coming on board. Big name, a couple other superstores. They're jumping on board. What do you think about that? Do you have a gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think we all should own guns or have the right to own guns, bear arms?
Yeah, I think adults in their who don't have a history of mental issues or have been in and out of jail and things like that. If you have a clean record and you're an adult and you've passed some kind of a safety course, I think you should be able to own a firearm.
Yeah, I think
I
that
agree with that too.
I think
But there's been a lot of people though who have passed all that stuff, gotten a gun, and
That's true.
but I
That's
feel
true.
like either way,
But those
if-
people still figure out a way to get a gun.
yeah,
if it were
if
illegal.
you really
we're
want
making
one,
it easier.
Hmm? Yeah, look, it's easy to say, hey, let's cut guns out completely in the country. I mean, it's easy to say, hey, that's the solution. Let's do that tomorrow. And then everybody's going to act better, and you're not going to have crime or people think, have criminal minds. You're not going to curb that. It's about shifting the entire culture. I think it's Australia. I don't want to make a mistake, but I think Australia guns aren't legal for
I don't think so.
right in
Yeah.
the whole country.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And yeah, so but it's been a culture that was developed over a long period of time. You have to ease people into that idea, because then what do you need the guns for? But there's a huge hunting culture here in this country. We have a lot of open land. We have people with a lot of wealth.
Yeah.
So it's sport, and I can tell you, like, there's a club that I was looking at in Sonoma that's called Wing and Barrel Ranch or something like that, and the main amenity is going to be hunting birds.
Right.
And so, look, if there was no shooting of anything, we might not have, you know what I mean? Like, if no shooting of any animals, and people got sick of eating animal product, then we might be able to get to a point of where we'd consume less. But you got to change the culture. And I'm not saying about, like, beef is one of our sponsors. Like, that's a business. There's people that are interested in beef. I'm going to sit down if I have dinner and it's like a 5-course meal and somebody brings me an unbelievable piece of beef. How can I sit there and say, I was like, it's fantastic,
Right.
So it's difficult to be on either side of that or either side of the gun thing, in my opinion, because one thing's about your health, the other thing's about your safety. But I think we have to get somewhere in the middle to where everybody can somewhat agree and we can have some kind of a dialogue where everyone comes to a compromise.
It's so
it can't be
extreme.
it can't be either extreme.
Yeah, it's so extreme. Bob, you got a gun?
Yeah.
What do you got? What kind of gun you got?
Just handgun.
You shoot it? Yeah.
Pretty good.
You got one, Monica? Jay, you must have like a whole,
Several.
yeah. You must have one of them James Bond things that you open up and then it's hidden behind the picture.
Several.
Yeah. What kind of guns you got?
About 4 shotguns, 2 or 3 rifles. And
We should go
2
shooting.
handguns.
What about you?
I got one. Yeah, I got
Me too,
nine,
just
nine,
one.
9 millimeter.
Me too.
I'm from
What is
Louisiana,
it?
though.
It's a HK.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice gun.
That's a German gun? Yeah.
I'm lucky I even remember the name of it.
Yeah.
No, we should go shooting. We have a friend of ours that owns a place down the road, and
Oh, yeah?
we'll all go there and
That'd be fun.
For Tito, right?
yeah. We'll shoot it up down there. So this is the whole thing too, because I think that everyone should have the right to bear arms. I think that we could do a better job screening, because
Sure.
I went in and bought my gun, within an hour. So
Really?
yeah.
I had to wait 3 days to go back and pick
No,
it up.
I walked out of the store with it, and that was, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's getting easier.
Yeah, and
okay.
so
I
I
waited
think
3 days.
I think that should get tougher. I don't think that we need to be selling. I don't think we need to be selling whatever the
Automatic?
whatever the
Like assault weapons.
yeah, assault weapons.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to be selling those at Walmart. I don't think we need to be.
Yeah, that's kind of
I think you need to have some kind of. I don't know what it is. I don't know the answer to it. I don't think we should be selling them so easily on the street or on Walmart. And if you are, you should have some kind of collector's, license, or you should have some kind of military background, or in order to.
Yeah.
So something like that.
But a lot of the shooters, it's not even like their guns that they use. It's like guns that they take from other people.
Yeah,
like
right.
a lot of like the school shooters,
Right.
it's their parents' guns. So it's not like
Yeah.
you can screen the whole family.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what they're focusing on, not so much, like people shouldn't have guns, but because of the other people who take advantage of that.
Yeah. Like Jay, all his guns are illegal. Yeah, pretty much. So, Monica, play that clip. There's what's it say on there? Something about guns or rifles or something. Check this out. This is. I just saw this morning. This
It's a very good business model. They make great burgers, and they promote
Full screen.
firearms, and so for rifle, it's great.
This is a restaurant.
Entrepreneurs Lauren and Jason Bobert promise customers more bang for their buck at their restaurant
This is
in
awesome.
Rifle, Colorado.
Rifle, Colorado.
Astonishingly, their waitresses at the Shooter's Grill are all fully armed with loaded guns as they serve your meal, and they know how to use them.
Rifle, Colorado.
The restaurateurs may have 4 children, but they keep a considerable arsenal in their house.
Yeah.
While they take measures to keep things safe at home, it was a moment of violence that inspired the new spin on their eating
I
establishment.
haven't even seen this clip.
There was an altercation in our back alley that ended in a man losing his life, and I began to look into getting a concealed weapons permit so I could start carrying. I learned in Colorado you do not need a concealed carry permit
Wow.
to open carry. So I began to open carry my tourist judge the next day.
Look at that thing.
It's a big gun.
Open carry is simply when you're carrying a firearm
can shut
that's
that off.
visible. For instance,
So there's another clip. I don't know where I saw it. I think it was on the news this morning or on Facebook, one or the other. But it shows the whole everyone in the restaurant's carrying.
Yeah.
Everyone, and it shows a counter, and I mean there's 40, 50 people, and it's a thing. Everybody's loving it, and the waitresses, all the waitresses have these,
Yeah.
like Dixie shorts and boots, and then they have this like that revolver tied to their leg, and everyone is carrying in there. So I think that's a little extreme,
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not a toy.
right? But
If they're serving alcohol, that's a bad move.
I'm thinking. What I was thinking when I watched it, when you actually see it, there's other clips because I think it was Facebook. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna go in that restaurant and rob the place. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so there's another part of that I don't know.
Yeah, we can't be walking around. Everybody,
Six Gun City,
right? Everybody's got like,
gun smoke.
yeah, that would be ridiculous. It just looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think about that and I'm like, I have a hard enough time holding on to like my phone and my wallet and stuff like, you know what I mean? Like keeping that in my pocket.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, where did
How
I
do you
leave
leave it at
that?
a
That's
restaurant?
why you're trained.
Where did I leave that
You
thing?
should be trained.
Sorry about that, bro.
I have to backtrack all the time.
I
to,
just
like,
dropped that thing.
because if I get a place to sit down, I'm gonna put everything down. See, look how far that's already gotten from me. So yesterday I went to go do a review, and I couldn't find a damn place in the building to do a review.
Bro,
And I was
you're late. It's like 5-6 days.
no,
late.
I have a good reason for that.
Oh, okay,
I don't
alright.
want to talk about it. But,
Alright.
So I go and I did the review, and it was like hours later, and I'm like, why don't I have my radio? And then I was like, I don't have my other the BlackBerry either. And I was like, fuck, I started to backtrack, and I was like,
Where did I leave my gun at? Oh yeah, I was in the
yeah,
ballroom.
because it was like sitting in some room. It was sitting in some room because I went looking for a room for like 20 minutes just to sit down and have privacy for a second.
Yeah, seriously, the shit like that would happen too. You'd be leaving your gun. If everyone carried it,
course.
yeah, I left my gun.
Of course,
Damn, where'd
there's
I
so
leave
many
it?
absent-minded people.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Not me though.
Yeah, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Jeffrey, we talked about Epstein. We should. I don't know if we even dare bring that up when Eric comes back or not.
Which one? We always talk about something that we shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah. What about the Kevin Hart deal?
What now?
Do we have a clip on that?
Yeah.
Well, you know that. You know
Yeah,
that
an
he was in a bad
accident.
accident. You know that.
Oh, I did know that. On a car he just bought, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, poor guy.
More,
Now, the latest on comedian Kevin Hart recovering this morning after that terrible car accident. Hart suffering major back injuries. Now this morning, we're hearing from his wife and co-stars who are sending their well wishes. Amy is here with more on that.
Yeah, as you might imagine, guys, there is a big outpouring of support for the
He's such a
stars.
star,
Kevin Hart
this
now
guy.
recovers from back surgery for injuries that were more serious than they initially appeared.
This morning, one of Hollywood's biggest stars out of surgery, recovering from a frightening car accident this weekend. Kevin Hart, the 40-year-old actor and comedian, suffering a major back injury after his car, which was driven by another man,
Look at that thing.
careened off a road in the Hollywood Hills, rolling down an embankment with him and 2 other passengers Sunday. Overnight, TMZ posting this video of his
Now,
wife,
check this
Aniko
out.
Hart, on her way into the hospital, sharing a few positive words.
How's Kevin doing?
He's great.
He's all right?
Awake right now?
He's awake. Hart and the man driving the vehicle, 28-year-old Jared Black, both suffering major back injuries. Jared's fiancée, celebrity trainer Rebecca Brocksterman, pinned in the back seat but complained only of minor pain. The fire department sawing off the roof to free them
crazy.
after authorities say the vintage 1970 Plymouth Barracuda
nice car,
car
too.
immediately went out of control, turning from a canyon road onto the highway. You can see the skid marks on the pavement, the car tearing through this fence. Hart able to leave the scene of the crash and receive medical attention at his nearby home, later transported here to Northridge Hospital.
Cake is my weakness, along with speed and strength.
All right, you can shut that off.
Several of Hart's
So now they're coming out with. So first of all, it was like midnight, 1 o'clock. What are you laughing about?
Just stupid scene from the movie.
Yeah. So first of all, the guy, you saw the car, and the guy was in a tragic accident, and his back was really bad, screwed up his back really bad. He had back surgery, a fracture in his back.
Yeah.
He gets out of the car at 1 o'clock in the morning and walks back to his house to get help. I mean, that was pretty. That embankment with a
Yeah.
broken back.
I mean, like right after an accident, though, like you don't feel everything.
Yeah.
I know, but they were all in the car. The other 2 were in the car, or what?
Were pinned. The guy was pinned, supposedly behind the steering wheel. So there's a whole thing. Was he really driving? Was he not? So this is coming out now, and
But why would he try to fake that?
so Hart doesn't get in trouble. So Hart's protected.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, we don't know. So then you saw the wife there, right?
Yeah.
And she's like totally pissed. I mean, or whatever. However, he's fine. He's fine, and that whole thing. But they played the 911 call, and she's the one that called, and she appears to be like hammered.
Oh, really?
I mean, that's what I think.
She looked hungover in that.
Can you Google that 911 Kevin Hart's 911 call? But he goes back there to the house with a broken back, whatever it is, and his wife calls in, and so she seems upset next day. So I don't know what.
She probably upset that the paparazzi were all up in her face.
Yeah, that too.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that too. But so
You know what the situation probably was on that? Well, I'm gonna speculate. let's say his buddy's like, hey, I want to drive this thing, and that guy, because it sounds like he's got to have some money as well. If they're hanging,
he's an actor, yeah. I
Right,
think.
and his wife is a trainer to the stars, so they know they're in big circles. This guy drives some kind of a fancy ass car
muscle car
that handles amazing, but it's new. Now you're gonna drive a 1975 Plymouth Barracuda. That's a fast vehicle, but you can't turn on a dime on that car like you would a Porsche or something like that. He tries to pull he takes a turn with too much speed, not understanding that vehicle is not going to handle that kind of a turn at that speed, coming down those hills, goes right through the thing and goes off the edge.
I would agree that that's probably what happened, and whether the real question was alcohol really involved or not. Because
sure it was.
Because that engine, I mean, I bet you that thing rips, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So that ass end comes around on that, and they're flooring it because they're out at 1 o'clock in the morning
They're trying to be superstars.
Yeah,
with the car
on a desert road, and then just you tap that back end, and then just came out.
Done. And it's a heavy car, so it'll go right through.
But I remember one time I was trying out a Porsche. What's the one? The one I still want.
Carrera?
No, it's the Panorama.
Oh, Panamera.
Panamera.
Yeah.
So I came out.
Panorama. I get to see the commercial.
So
it would just be all glass around.
Yeah,
that's what the
nice,
Panorama
be
car
nice,
would be.
nice view. Yeah.
Like everywhere you look, there's no metal. It's just glass.
Exactly. Yeah. It's coming out. So I came out of it was right after a rainstorm. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun was unbelievable, and it was just rain, right?
Yeah.
I came out and I pumped. I didn't really go that fast.
Yeah.
But I came out and the oil must have been just right on the coming out of the road and everything. I pumped it and that damn thing spun right around right in front of the dealership. Yeah.
Come on.
I was like, well.
What'd they say?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they saw anything because I was by myself.
Oh, they let you take it by yourself?
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, so I just started going the other direction. I wasn't going to go this way. I said, well, I'll just go this way.
Oh, like you're a stunt driver.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that guy took.
Yeah, the thing came out right away. I was getting on it a little bit, but it just showered down like sheets, and then it stopped. And the sun was shining. It was gorgeous out, but and the heat everything must have been perfect. And
for it to be slick.
And that thing slid right around. But I was like, I meant to do that. Just kept on trying. They apparently didn't see it, but anyway. So I don't know. Is that the same clip you think, or what?
I don't know. I mean, it says audio.
I tell you what, the guy, how amazing that they got out of that thing alive, right? It's a good thing he's a little dude.
Probably helped him that the car's built the way cars used to be built. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Solid car.
Yeah, good point there. You can just crawl out of there. He's like 5'1", right?
Yeah, he's small.
He can just like crawl out through the crack of the.
Yeah.
A guy like that has a better chance at surviving.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the alcohol probably. Anyway, good dude. I love the guy.
Plus, he's strong. He's in shape.
I went to him when he was live here in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like 10th row and watched the whole thing.
He's good, but he's no Chappelle. He's not. This guy's he's an entertainer.
Did Dave Chappelle hide away in Africa for ever?
Yeah,
for a while?
Yeah, he was in South Africa or something like that. That's what happened. He just left the show. I think he got smart while he was gone. He got smart. He figured a lot of stuff out.
Well, yeah, he's an entertainer for sure, and he has he traveled with 4 other comedians, and the guy who opened for him was amazing. Was really good. I mean, funny as hell. But anyway, yeah. So. What else you guys got? Anything else you guys want to play with or talk about before we, Jay, have anything else to report? Nothing?
The computer's working.
Is it really? Wow. So what do you contribute to all that? Rust?
I ran a repair on it.
Was it rusting? A repair? All right. What about vaping? What about this vaping thing?
I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Always has
You know about all this deaths now?
What do you mean?
There's some serious issues with there's 5 deaths and 300 other recorded issues with vaping.
What about what happens?
Well, I don't know if it tells in this clip or not. But I'll tell you what
from nicotine or from
Cook's version
from the unit exploding or something.
No. This is when you vape. See if it's in this clip, and then I'll...
Stone News, I'm Mike Cayazzo. Vape pens are increasingly the go-to choice for cannabis consumers, both in states with legal cannabis and on the still thriving black market. However, as...
Oh, damn.
Come on, Monica.
Stone reported in 2017, the scariest thing about the health effects of using oil-filled weed vape pens is how little we know. In California, 7 people have been hospitalized since June with acute respiratory distress syndrome, prompting a warning from the Department of Public Health urging consumers not to purchase cannabis vape cartridges from unlicensed retailers. And a rash of illnesses in states including New York, New Jersey, and Utah have been linked to illicit weed vapes. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention released a report this week stating that 193 cases of severe lung illness have been identified in 22 states, linking many of them to cannabis vapes, although the report notes that no specific THC product has been identified as the cause. California's Bureau of Cannabis Control recently kicked off a public education program called #WeedWise to inform consumers of the potential health impacts of ingesting untested cannabis. The main takeaway? The only way to make sure you are consuming safely is to buy your weed legally from a licensed shop. Sean Black, the former director of the High Times Cannabis Cup competition, advises consumers to be skeptical when buying on the black market. Quote, companies that are legit aren't risking their licensing by sending their product to non-legal states. Dealers buy branded empty vape cartridges on sites like Alibaba and fill them with black market distillate, Black says. A couple of characteristics of illicit carts that are easy to spot: recognizable big brand names and a low price. Some pro tips: if you bought a branded cartridge, check out the manufacturer's website or Instagram and compare your cartridge with legit product photos. You may be able to spot a fake just by looking. And always trust your taste buds. If it tastes bad, throw it away. It's not worth the risk. Thanks for watching. For more on this story and all culture news, visit rollingstone.com.
I think stuff like that should be regulated. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because it is a
well,
drug.
I mean, black market though.
So the story that I saw was that when you vape, there's I'm not going to get it right, obviously, but the moisture or whatever the oils are that forms, it's settling in the liver, or it's settling somewhere in the system and is causing deaths. That's what one of the so the oils are being ingested, but then they're settling and clogging.
Oh damn.
And that's my
understanding of it.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah.
so there's some shit about that. So I don't know. But it's not just marijuana people vape with, is it?
No.
There's like a
they
little,
The little Juul
Juul,
pods.
there you go.
But I'm sure those are vetted, for safety. And I'm just saying only because it's tobacco, those guys aren't trying to get in trouble again after what happened with cigarettes. I mean, obviously everybody knows they're terrible for you. The nicotine in the Juul is terrible for you, but I would imagine that they regulate how they make those. You know what I mean? You can't get away with refilling them or whatever. Those things should be, they should like fall apart when they go empty. They should figure out a way that when one of those cartridges is done, it like folds on itself or breaks, or you know what I mean? So then that way they can't take those cartridges and refill them with junk.
Yeah. So it's interesting because it's relatively new. Now we're starting to see some. Who knows what's really happening with that? But could be something serious.
It's not, but I don't think it would be the actual cannabis. I think it's whatever they use to make the oil. It's like they might just put no real cannabis in it. You know what I mean? It's like they're putting some.
Or the system of vaping is turning the effects of vaping is turning in the oils, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily because
it's relatively
it's the process
new.
of yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know.
Let's go back to smoking cigarettes.
Or regular weed.
What do you guys think about going to the dentist?
Going to where?
The dentist.
I never liked it.
I liked it.
I don't mind it.
Look at you over there that just had your wisdom teeth pulled out. You liked it?
Yeah. Well, I always liked the dentist. I don't know why.
Speaking about cannabis, that would be a cool place to have, side by each, right? I think
that's true.
You know what? I'm gonna go in there and do a little hit, and then I'll get my wisdom teeth pulled out.
Gas the room.
Seriously.
Was that painful?
What?
The wisdom teeth?
No. Well, I couldn't feel anything.
No, I know, but I'm saying afterwards you didn't feel
Oh,
any pain?
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I was sleeping a lot though, like a lot.
How long were you out?
I don't even know. Like the whole day, I was just going in and out, in and out.
How many days was she out of work?
Like a month.
No. How long?
No, I only missed one day to actually get it done.
It felt like a month.
And then like the weekend, I didn't work, so
that's
I
nothing.
used those days to rest. Yeah.
Hey, you ever see the clip of the what's that actress that went to have her wisdom teeth pulled out, and her brothers pulled a joke on her and say when they put her in the car and she's all gauzed up, and they put on this fake news report. They said, "Oh, we're being invaded right now by Martians." Did you remember that clip?
I've seen it.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. Do you remember that one, Jay? I wish we could pull it up. Do you remember the name?
No, but she She's sitting there. She's convinced because she's still under.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wisdom teeth prank or something like that. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot
of those. Yeah.
Or actress wisdom, because so they had this is what her brothers. She's a famous actress. They put on the radio, which they had a recording. I think that looks like her on the left hand side. Was
this one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah, play it. See what.
I don't know if she's famous.
She was on Ellen.
When it comes to your smile, there's no
let's
such
skip
thing
it.
as a
Skip
shortcut.
ad.
We were talking about that.
Straightening your teeth is a
And ride this
Yeah,
out.
that's it.
We'll let you know.
Look at her.
The Center for Disease Control in Washington, D.C. has issued a viral outbreak warning. State and local officials have reported cases of high fever, nausea, death, and even cannibalism. Stay in place until
This
further
is such
notice.
a great clip.
What the heck? Did you?
What? I was just driving like a slug to get to the house.
Hold on, Mom's calling. Hey, did you guys get that emergency alert? Yes?
You need to get home right now. I got notice in the emergency broadcast system. There's some sort of a weird virus outbreak that this is not test.
Okay, I'm pulling the driveway right now.
We're not the U.S. Marines. I can't get it start going now.
Okay, there's Barrett. He's got the Jeep. Don't move.
This is
What?
Look at her.
Cannibals? What is this, zombies? Police are coming or something and...
Yeah, it's literally all over the news.
Trying to put... a garden hoe isn't what we want. We have guns. Why are you putting garden equipment
Alright, I'll go get the guns.
in the car?
You're gonna need to defend yourself. I can't be with you the whole time, okay? Look, this is how you use it. Safety's right here. Pull this. Try. I need you to see you do it, okay? You gotta hold it up. If anything, hold the weapon. Hold it up. No, hold it up. Hold it up, okay? You got it? Okay, I'll be right back.
What is this supposed to do for me? Give me a knife.
She's like that.
How am I supposed to defend myself?
Listen, we can only take one pet. Which pet? The cat or the dog?
The cat! You idiot! No!
What do we do with the dog?
He's the worst. He's already dying. Just leave him.
Okay,
Get
we will.
the
Okay,
cat.
okay, I'll pick up the cat.
Please.
Mom said we're
She
leaving
got
the
a lot
dog.
of trouble for that too.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Dad said that since he's in Las Vegas, that he's close to Mexico and he wants us to meet him in Mexico. How good is your Spanish still from high school?
I can say pants.
Millicent,
you can
we can only take Funfetti or chocolate cake. Which one do we take? Funfetti? Do you want Funfetti or chocolate?
Why would you guys?
Which? No, Millicent, this is important. This will be what we're living off of. Which one? Funfetti, chocolate. Do you think Costco? Should we go to Costco first?
No, it's gonna be a bloodbath in there.
She's probably right. She's probably right. Millicent, what about Mexico?
Why do I have to be on this side?
Millicent, you can shut up.
Millicent.
We should have did that to Monica.
Yeah.
We should have planned that.
They tried to mess with me, but I was just slept. Because my brother and my sister were like being weird and stuff, and I didn't do anything.
My youngest daughter, she flipped out. Well, she was like, I can't find my nose and stuff like that, and my other daughter taped her on the way home. It was pretty funny. She was freaking out. But yeah, so I went to the dentist. I hate going to the dentist. You like going to the dentist?
I don't mind it.
Really? God, I hate it. I went last week, and I have the same woman that I think she's like 64 years old, that does it, and she will not stop talking. She just talks the whole damn time, and it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I really don't want anything to do with it. I just, and she's cranking on my teeth, and she flossed them 3 times, and I don't know if I wanted to say, lady, are you losing it? Because you already did this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You only have to floss once. Am I right?
Maybe she liked you.
Oh my God. Oh, it was so painful. I mean, it was just painful. It's like, get me out of here. And she said, "Oh, didn't I tell you this story last time you were here?" And I was like trying to say yes. And so she went on and told the whole story all over again. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. I was just painful. I just don't want to go.
I think it's so easy compared to how it used to be. At least I remember, like, they just do it all with metal metal picks and stuff before. It was painful as hell.
I'm wondering if
come out of there bleeding.
Yeah, I'm wondering, does she tell the same stories to all her clients all day long?
Yeah,
the same stuff.
That's a good job to have if you like to talk a lot and don't really care what the other person talks. You should be a dental hygienist.
Yeah, because when you get your hands in their mouth, they can't say anything. You just keep on talking.
Right.
It drives me crazy.
Just tell stories.
And finally, because there's a TV on the ceiling, right? You know, I'm
Yeah.
watching the TV on the ceiling. And at one point, I was even like, oh, I want to, hang on, I want to see this.
So stupid.
Seriously,
you cut her off.
I was getting a headache. I was getting a throbbing headache, and after she went to floss me the third time, I was like, no, I'm out. Just like
Find a new dentist.
I think she's got Alzheimer's or something. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't cool. I don't know. They say I have great teeth though.
Good for them, man. I mean, good for you.
I don't know, man. So I can't believe all you guys love going. You like going, Jay?
It's okay.
Jay, you like going to the dentist?
It's okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We need to do the cannabis thing.
My dentist thing is cool. My dentist office, easy, in and out. I mean, it used to be so difficult. Honestly, all of it was difficult. Now it's like you're in, like within a minute after I sign in, I'm already on the chair, and the hygienist is taking care of business.
40 minutes, 50 minutes,
20 minutes.
Oh my God!
And the lady's a Yankee fan too, so she'll talk about the Yankees a little bit.
Won't hold that against her.
Yeah, and then then the dentist will see me, and that guy he's a member of the club.
Ah, really?
He's awesome.
The dentist?
Mm-hmm. And he was my dentist before he was there.
Man. Anyway, I was angry.
You should have said something.
Well, I did. I was kind of like, yeah, I want to watch this, but I don't know. I mean, she's sweet.
What was on the TV?
It was like a home improvement thing.
You wanted to see it. I think that's
a show that I hate, by the way.
Which one?
When the couple is cute and they tear down houses and they fix them.
Love that show.
Oh my God.
I don't like a lot of TV. I love that show.
My daughter loves that show too. I mean,
I love watching her
Fixer Upper.
Yeah, something.
Right,
Yeah.
like her vision. Like that's the easiest thing.
Yeah, it's really
to
cool.
watch.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, whenever I did go to Galveston this past weekend,
And got sunburned, by the way. I wanted to talk about that.
super burned, but we stayed in like this HGTV kettle house. Yeah, it was super cool. It used to be like it was like made of nothing but metal, but these two people came in, redid the whole thing. It was super cute. Didn't see the fine print where it said only 6 people on property at time, which is ridiculous because it slept 6 or 7, and then in the house they had like, oh, pull up this episode, blah blah blah. This is one that we're on when we redid our home.
Oh.
And because I guess they fix up homes or whatever, they have their own show. It's Big Texas Fix or something like that. The lady was super rude. She was like, I don't usually do this, but I checked the cameras and there's too many cars out there. There was only 6 cars. I mean, what if we all drove in our own car, which is pretty much what we did, And
Except for the other 4 people. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they were kids, but yeah, she was, checking cameras, which we didn't know that there were cameras in the house, which is weird. Like you should tell people that you have cameras there. I wouldn't have stayed there if there were cameras.
Yeah,
and if there was 6 persons.
What's in those videos?
I have no idea.
How dare you?
Well, there's a place out on the lake that they were renting. We were thinking about renting out for my family. Where they're coming in town, and they have the entire place, and they tell you. But it is kind of weird that they have cameras, and they say that we'll check them from time to time.
What?
In the living room, in the kitchen,
Yeah,
and
in Miami too.
and all this kind of shit. Yeah, that's not cool. I don't.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
I feel like,
Man, that's gonna be a big thing on Airbnb. You know what I mean? We just gave everybody the idea.
Hey, I know
It's already happening.
We're running
Yeah.
a little bit late, but I was listening to a podcast the other day that a guy was a multimillionaire and didn't own any property, and he didn't raise 1 penny to do the business, and it was doing Airbnbs. And so what he did was he would go rent a house, a nice house somewhere, or apartment, whatever it is. He'll go rent a property.
Yeah.
And then he'll sublet it. Then he'll turn it into an Airbnb. So
Right.
he'll get a year contract on it, and then Airbnb it.
and make money on
and
it.
then start making money on it. And then once he's in the green on that, and then he'll go get another place. So he ends up, I don't know how many places he had, but he's a multimillionaire and doesn't own any properties, doesn't own anything.
But that's illegal if you're subletting out. I guess if the lease doesn't say it, I guess you can do it.
Yeah.
You're not even subletting it to somebody for a definitive period of time. You're doing it for like a day at a time.
Right.
It seems unethical.
Yeah, it seems strange. All right, well, listen, we should probably wrap this up. Anything else you want to report on, you guys? Anything else? Happy to have you all back. We hope to have Max Martini on a week from now. So if you're all listening out there, check that out. And that'll be on the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets. So this is the Unplugged. This is the Recipe Unplugged. So make sure you search and subscribe to the Recipe Podcast, Celebrity Secrets, and see all our other shows. And those are pretty cool. So appreciate y'all listening. And Jay, thanks for helping us out over there. And thanks to our sponsors, Dunkin' Coffee, Ace Way Incorporated, Texas Beef Council, Escoffier School of Culinary Arts, and American Culinary Federation. Appreciate you guys helping us get the word out. And keep on listening. Remember, you're especially great. Get off your ass and do something today. See you next time.